Less than half of the colleges nationwide use class rank now for criteria to get into college. It is very low on the list.
Just minutes away, United Township High School is considering changing its ranking system. When the change could take place if the move passes.
Live from WQAD, this is News 8 at 11.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome into WQAD News 8 at 11. I'm Jonathan Ketz. Thank you for joining us. Say it isn't snow. We woke up to a little bit of it today. One viewer in the Galena territory sent us this picture this morning and says they got 3 inches of snow. Erica Redgate from Mount Pleasant, Iowa sent us this picture. She says her mom used to put the Christmas tree up during the first snowfall. You better do it now then at the end of October, as she says it's now time for her to put up her Christmas tree. All the snow means Sticky the snow stick is back as well.
Oh,
he helps
look
us
at he's
measure.
back, John.
Take a look. Looks like we got about an inch outside of our station here on 16th Street in Moline, and the snow could make a return later this week. Let's get right over to meteorologist Eric Sorensen in the Weather Center, tracking it for us now.
You got that right. You know, Andrew, he got Sticky out there yesterday, all ready to work. You know, contractually, I don't think we pay Sticky until December 1st, but you know what? We'll keep him out there in the cold regardless. Looking outside right now, traffic cameras, you can see that snow is taking a long time to melt, even though we do have some sunshine outside. Hey, let's look at some of those reports coming into us. 1 and 2 inches across the area. Here into the metro area, 2 inches out toward Durant, 1.1 at the Quad City Airport. Davenport checking in with 2. 4 inches in the Loudoun area. Heading up into Joe Davis County, Woodbine 3.1, 2.2 in Mount Carroll, and 2 in Maquoketa. It's long gone right now, but if we turn on the visible satellite picture, you can actually see the snow on the ground right in here. Kind of a pretty sight if you're a snow lover. However, if you're more of a fan of fall, you may not like it. 35 right now at the Quad City Airport. It's 32 in Davenport. Our temperatures are very chilly thanks to the fact that we do have snow on the ground. We'll probably only top out around 43 degrees. Then overnight tonight, we set our sights on round number 2. I'll let you know how that is going to stack up. And what we could get for Thursday means a very snowy Halloween. New models coming in, John. We'll share those coming up.
All right, Eric, thank you. More people in Iowa City are rushing to stores as they prepare for more snow. One hardware store had their staff bring out the shovels and ice melt early this year. Management says typically this is the time where they start to slowly bring everything out, but this year it's all hands on deck. Whether it's snow, ice, or rain, they say anything weather related makes a big impact at the store.
Business is very weather driven. This spring, with all the rain we had this spring, kind of killed our fertilizer business. We've made up for it with ice melt and snow shovels.
Well, he has some very simple advice for those who hate the snow. Just avoid that simply. Prepare for it. Leaders with Cedar Rapids Food Pantry say cold weather dries up the need for donations. The Hawkeye Area Community Action Program supports more than 150 food pantries with its food reservoir. Many of those pantries and area shelters need more food and other items like warm clothing starting this time of the year. But also things most wouldn't think of, like socks and underwear, are what they need the most. Leaders say the pantries they provide for see a higher demand for food and other services every year around this time.
I think this time of year it gets really busy, especially ramping up to the holidays, and when it gets cold out, folks are more interested in programs that can help them meet their needs.
Gardato also says perishable and non-perishable foods high in protein like canned or frozen meats are always in high demand and help create meals for families in need. Your school zone coverage on this Tuesday morning. Charges may be filed after someone made a threatening call to Dixon High School yesterday. According to police, the caller said there might be another, quote, Matthew Milby situation. He is the teen accused of firing a gun inside of the gym during graduation practice last year. Police say they know who the caller is, and the case is being reviewed by the Lee County State's Attorney now. Police in Monmouth are also looking into a school threat as the department got a report of vandalism in one of the bathrooms at Monmouth Roseville High School. It contained words that may be perceived as a threat against one of the staff members. Right now, school leaders and law enforcement think the threat is not credible. A local high school is considering abolishing class rank. College admission offices sometimes look at school rankings when considering scholarship money. School leaders at United Township aren't talking about getting rid of ranking systems altogether, just changing it to take away some stress from students. Superintendent Dr. Jay Morrow says some students have to start preparing as early as 8th grade to be on track to be #1.
Less than half of the colleges nationwide use class rank now for criteria to get into college. It is very low on the list.
Well, the three most popular colleges for UT students are Blackhawk College, Western Illinois University, and Augustana College. According to Dr. Morrow, all three colleges do not look at class rank. If passed by the school board, the change will start taking place for next year's incoming freshmen. The school board plans to make the decision by its December school board meeting. Mendota teachers in the school board are voting today on a contract. Teachers returned to school yesterday after reaching a tentative one. Details on that contract have not been released yet. Teachers were on strike for more than 2 weeks with a focus on wages. Students in Chicago are still out of class today as Chicago teachers stay on strike. Today marks the 13th day of the strike. If it continues past today, it will make this teacher strike the longest in nearly 30 years. Chicago public school executives say a written offer presented includes investing $70 million in staffing to make sure a nurse and social worker are in every school. $25 million will also go to reducing class size. The Chicago teacher strike also impacting young athletes across the city, but there is a plan underway to help students who are missing crucial opportunities. One athlete activist says he's talking with private and public outlets to create a massive event for thousands of Chicago athletes robbed of regionals, sectionals, and state. They play and recruiters get a second chance at that one-stop shop. Well, a mental health group serving 5 Iowa counties now is being forced to cut more than $1 million in services due to a budget deficit. And as News 8's Luke Clary reports, even more cuts are possible.
This house in Davenport serves as the crisis stabilization residential home. It's a place for people to stay short term if they're experiencing a mental health crisis. But programs like this could be at risk.
People are recognizing that mental health is the foundation for all health.
In a mental health crisis, sometimes people need a refuge like this. Someone to talk to and somewhere to lay your head for a while.
That's 5 beds. It's 24/7 care. It's for people who are in crisis but maybe got turned away at the emergency room.
Richard Whitaker is CEO of Vera French Community Mental Health Center, which runs the crisis stabilization home. Funding comes from the Eastern Iowa Mental Health and Disability Services region. 5 counties pooling their resources as mandated by the state.
We're certainly as worried as anybody that possibly these services could either be reduced or maybe go away.
When need seems to be growing, how can you make these cuts?
Right. That was the most difficult governing board meeting we've had, and our governing board members took it to heart. They were devastated. Everybody was wiped out.
Lori Elam, CEO of the Eastern region, says that the legislature keeps mandating more mental health services while capping how much they can collect at $30.78 per person in the region.
They'll reconvene in January and look at various options, whether it be raising the levy cap or providing some additional funding to certain regions that are hitting the wall.
Doing nothing really isn't a solution.
But as the region awaits action from the state, some mental health services in our community could be on a shaky foundation. And so while there is hope that a solution can be found to the budget shortfall, the simple fact remains that offering services like these in our region is going to cost money. In Davenport, Luke Clary, WQAD News 8.
Well, the Eastern Iowa Mental Health and Disability Services region serves 5 counties, including Scott, Clinton, and Muscatine. Well, a brand new, unique neighborhood is being built now in Maquoketa, Iowa, and community leaders say they hope it can help the city grow. It's called a pocket neighborhood. Homes designed in a way to encourage interaction and communication between neighbors. It's organized in part by the East Central Development Corporation. Crews broke ground about a month ago with plans to finish building these homes by January. There are 10 homes that are part of this $2.4 million project. They're built around a shared gathering space and a gazebo.
So that will be a huge benefit to the city, to the residents of the city, to newcomers, to our local employers who are looking for positions that they need filled. So this will hopefully attract individuals and families to our community.
Applications are being accepted right now to purchase the homes. 6 are still available. We have information on how to apply on WQAD.com. Just type Pocket Neighborhood into the search box. Lake George at the Loud Thunder Forest Preserve got some much needed upgrades. A ribbon cutting was held to unveil a new boat ramp. Blackhawk College students with the Highway Construction Careers Training Program worked for over a year on the project, making the boat launch ADA accessible. Students say the project gives them hands-on experience outside of the classroom.
And me personally, I love doing it because, again, I got to get my foot in the door a little more. I got to build up that information, get that knowledge, basically. So now I know how to do some things that I didn't know how to do coming into the program, and I'm like, how are we going to do that?
Well, the Forest Preserve covered the cost for the materials while the students provided the labor and gained hands-on experience. Still ahead, new cereal. The grocery store getting in on the holiday spirit when you'll be able to eat Elf on the Shelf coming up. Eric?
John, I know you're all interested in trick-or-treat. So I'll let you know if you're going to be trick-or-treating personally in some slush. Also, if you want to know more about it too, I'll share the forecast right after this.
You're watching WQAD. This is News 8 at 11.